Hey, Will. Coach Blake here. Back again. Week 3. You're working hard. I'm loving seeing some of this improvement. One little bit of advice I want to give you is I noticed after you hit the ball, you might be looking at where the ball goes and you're disappointed or happy or whatever. At this point, the best part about where we are is you don't need to worry about the results. You need to worry about the process. Because if we can correct some of the things that's maybe wrong with your process, and when I say the process, I mean the process of your swing and hitting the baseball, the results will come. Don't worry about results right now. Okay? Just worry about the process. So, what we're going to do when we talk about process is we're going to look at you compared to Mike Trout because he has a great process. And there's some things that you do very well. There's some things you need to work on. So I'm going to take your video to the load. We're going to get Trout in his load. All right. So you'll notice this big, huge leg kick. I'm not advising that. But this is the part that's where we want to make sure. And, you can see he's really flexed into that back leg. And you've done a decent job here. You're pretty flexed. You could use a little more, but I like your load. Hands are back. Hands are back. That's good work. Now, we've talked a lot about getting into your front side. So let's watch Trout real quick as he gets into his front side. Watch something pretty neat about he's a pro, but watch this. Look at that. Now, let's watch you. It's better. You did get into it more. There's a lot more. There's no movement like Trout does. I mean, Trout's a pro, but you do a much better job than in previous weeks of getting into that swing. So really good work there. So you're not quite where we want you to be, but that is really good. And so I want to talk about something I haven't necessarily talked to you about, and it's the timing of that move. So now that you're actually moving from back to front, we need to look at when that happens. So let's go back to Trout. So when Trout lands his foot, so there he is. Now let's go to you. All right. So this is a big concept. Trout lands his foot. He's created a lot of tension right there, okay, with his hands because he's kept the hands back. When you land your foot, when I say foot right there, heel, your hands have started moving, okay? Now, here is what happens. Let's watch as we play it forward. Look at his shoulders because you started moving your hands. Look at his shoulders up on heel strike and look at yours. Total opposites, right? And so when Trout comes in, his hands are going to lead the way. Very subtle, but very important. Now he's switched. You do it too early. So as we go forward, your back elbow leads the way. All right? So what we want to do, Will, is as you work from back to front, we got to time this out. All right? So when you get to here, you should not have released this tension yet. And you do. Okay? So keep the back elbow back, and as you heel strike, you should almost feel yourself pulling back on your top side. And that's going to create a much more powerful swing. Imagine it like a rubber band. You don't want to release the rubber band. You want to tighten the rubber band before you release it. So as your front side starts to come forward, your back side needs to hold tight before you release it. And you're going to notice that creates a ton more power. I'm going a little long here. I'm throwing a lot at you. Good work on the weight transfer. Now let's work on that next step of when that weight transfer actually occurs and how we actually get into the hitting zone. All right. Hopefully it made sense. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but you look like you're taking the lessons and you look like you're doing some good stuff.